Hey guys, I want to do a video on how to tell if a milsurp stock has been refinished. Now, this is just observations that I've picked up and noticed over the years of collecting, things that I've observed with my own eyes, maybe some things that I've read. And a lot of these things I did not know until after I had made purchases, and I guess I have no one to blame but myself because I didn't do the research. So it's always good to do research and to know what you're getting before you hand over your hard-earned money. So K31s are a good rifle to look at, to know very easily if they've been refinished. The example here on this wood, the cartouche is gone. On a unfinished K31, you would want to see a cartouche on the stock near the butt. And just the overall condition of this wood is near perfect, except when you come here. Notice there's a little gouge in the stock that's pretty long actually, and it's been sanded over. Now on a stock that hasn't been refinished, what you'll want to look for are gouges on the wood like this. Some more gouging there. And K31s are a really good example of rifles that have buttstock wear, such as this rifle here. You can see where the finish here has faded dramatically compared to the rest of the stock. It's like that on both sides. And these little marks here, I believe they are intentional, and that someone was kicking snow off their boot or something like that. That's what I read. But you can tell where the rifle butt was probably placed in snow. There's some more markings there. So someone, if they were going to refinish a stock, all of these marks, they would have been sanded over and they'd be gone. This is kind of what I would call a walnut stock. That's maybe like a sapwood, I would say. Very bright walnut stock. Now I want to show you guys an example of this rifle here on the top that has been lightly refinished, and I'll show you how we can tell that. And here's another example of a 1909 that's been heavily refinished. Let's just start off with this one. You can see the cartouche is in the stock. It's very lightly there. On some rifles, just depends on how hard they were stamped. You could have a rifle that's not been refinished, but the cartouche is really worn. So you have to look for other evidence, such as this repair. There's been a chip in the stock at some point, and someone filled this in. And you can see here where the serial number in the stock is still mostly there, but it feels a little bit rough. And you can tell kind of where the rifle has been sanded down. And it's mostly in the buttstock area here. So the wood is lighter in appearance than the rest of the stock. You see it's really dark up here, really light there. This bottom engineer carbine here, there's no cartouche on the stock. You can see the remnants of a serial number that's not even in the wood anymore. It's just bruised. And starting off with the butt, oops, it's up here. You see a repair here, very obviously, that's been fixed and refinished, sanded down. At some point, at least, sanded down. How long ago it was sanded down, I don't know. It could have been 100 years ago. And here's an example of a rifle that very obviously has not been refinished. The stock is a little worse for wear here. See all that. Grain looks bad. You can still see the Dirty Bird there. It's got one under the pistol grip. It's got an H mark on the stock somewhere, one of these sides. This is kind of an interesting rifle. It's a Yugoslavian rebuild, and it has a World War I German Imperial bayonet lug. See the cartouche or the stamp there for that. So what you want to look for are cartouches that are no longer there, wood that looks too good to be true, like this example. Obviously been resanded, it looks really good. And if you look at this one, not so much, but still sanded down. And you get a rough example here of a non-refinished Mauser.